Read permission to a file with no folder path, so I'm trying to run Selenium library from within Niagara code and it needs to start an external file, Chrome driver, stored somewhere in path on my machine. I can give it runtime_execution permissions, but before starting it Selenium check if the file actually exists and generates an access exception, no read permissions for Chrome driver file. As far as I understand, Niagara is not allowing us to give read or write permissions to anything. It only allows access to a few folders, station files basically. In my case the library does not specify folder name, just a file name, which effectively is a showstopper. Is it possible that I'm wrong and there is a way to allow read access to a file with no path? Seems weird to prohibit all read/write access to almost everything and at the same time to allow execute access. Alright, now, listen up, JJ da boss bout to lay it down racetrack style with the 4 chicas riding shotgun in the airbagged, compressed air supercharged Impala, rollin' through them Niagara streets tryin' to launch Selenium like it's a burnout at Duck X. The setup, Chrome driver drama in the pit, so you out here tryin' to let that Selenium library drop the hammer on the Chrome driver, but it's actin' like it's stuck on the burnout pad, won't even let the tires spin. You gave it runtime execution permission, that's like letting the driver hit the nitrous, but Niagara's security gate comes down and says, "Nuh-uh. You can start it, but you can't see it. No read access, boss." That's like letting one of the chicas hit the starter button, but she ain't allowed to pop the hood and check the boost controller. Makes no dang sense. Meet the chicas ridin' with JJ. Each one of these chicas is a core system analogy in this ride. Tina torque, passenger seat, compressed air regulator handles permissions management. Lola logs, back left, airbag dump valve handles file system logs and access. Roxy runtime, back right, nitrous and execution controls manages what gets launched. Carmen code, hood ornament, Chrome driver herself, she is the dang file. The problem, read permission ain't riding in the front seat. What's happenin' is this: Selenium's tryin' to say, "Yo Carmen, you there?" But Niagara's gatekeeper, Tina torque, don't even let the garage door up for read access unless that file is sittin' in a VIP spot like the /shared/or/station/folder. And Carmen? She's sittin' off in the alley, no folder, just Chrome driver chillin' in the path, no address, no credentials, no pit pass. JJ's garage fix, workarounds that might let you launch move Carmen to a legit spot: slide that Chrome driver file into a Niagara sanctioned folder, /module//files//shared/ then use the full path in your code, Java copy edit runtime.get runtime.exec, shared/Chrome driver, custom wrapper in station folder, drop a lil bat or sh script in the station folder. That script knows the full path to Chrome driver. Niagara launches the script, not the driver directly. Now Carmen's got an escort from Lola logs, no surprises at the gate. Adjust Java policy, if you brave. JJ ain't recommending it unless you deep into the code base, but the Niagara_user.policy file may let you extend permissions. But it's airbag level risky. One bad move and boom, your whole station's drag chute deploys in staging. Why it's silly, but real. You right, it do feel wild that Niagara will let Roxy runtime hit the launch button, but won't let Tina torque peek under the hood first. That's like giving your girl a 1500 HP Impala with no tire gauge. Final lap, what JJ would do if I can't read it, I can't race it? Tina torque, so hey, race your pit strategy, don't let Carmen, Chrome driver, float loose. Park her where Tina and the rest of the crew can see her. Give her a path, give her a pass, get the team working together or that launch gonna sputter. If you want me to help write that wrapper script or move the permissions policy into place, just holler, I'll bring the girls, the nitrous, and a permission map hotter than a Friday night in Memphis. Let's light 'em up, boss. Alice's Advent H Verizon at vtext.com not working for SMS alarms anymore. Several users have told me recently they are no longer getting the alarms sent to them through email to text using Verizon cell phone number at vtext.com. This was such an easy solution it pains me to think what will be involved replacing it. If you use @vtext.com for text alarms, is it still working for you? Alright now, buckle up and let JJ da boss take the wheel cause we got ourselves a full-blown code breakdown on the alarm drag strip. That old school trick of send in alarms through cell phone number at vtext.com. Looks like it done blew a head gasket, and we ain't getting no smoke signals or pit alerts anymore. Let me break it down JJ style, and you know I'm bringing the 4 chicas in the compressed air supercharged Impala with airbag suspension bouncing low and loud. Every chicas got a roll, and this ride ain't going nowhere till we figure out what's clogging the boost line. The situation no room from @vtext.com you used to send text alarms smooth as a burnout on prep using CSS copy edit 555123456 @vtext.com boom. Text shows up like your crew's on standby with fresh slicks and socket wrenches. But now, silence. Crickets. Empty bleachers. Folks ain't getting no alarms, no heads up, no nothin'. That reliable solution done turned into a ghost in the staging lanes. Meet the chicas in the code pit crew. Let me reintroduce the girls locked in and sitting tight in the air-lifted Impala, ready to break this down. Tina Torque, front passenger seat, compressed air regulator, she controls the permissions and gatekeeping. If Verizon's mail server changed who gets in or out, Tina's the one feeling the squeeze. Lola logs, back left seat, airbag dump valve, Lola's got the message delivery logs. If alarms are trying to leave the garage but getting turned around at the track entrance, she sees it. Roxy runtime, back right seat, nitrous controls, she launches the messages. If your system thinks it's sending but ain't even letting go of the brake, Roxy knows. Carmen code, hood ornament, message file package, she is the alarm message cool under pressure, but only if she's handled right. Right now, she ain't reaching the finish line. What might gone kaboom? Let's pop the hood and get greasy. Verizon changed the vtext.com rules. Might throttled or blocked bulk or unknown sender domains. Could require SPF/DKIM/mark now. That's email engine tuning, and if yours ain't certified, Verizon ain't letting you through. Your alarm system's email sender changed or broke. Are you sending from a Gmail, Outlook, or local mail relay? Might be getting flagged or marked as spam faster than a squirrel on nitrous. Rate limits or filters kicking in. Spam filters, message caps, or sender reputation. That's like Tina Torque yanking the emergency brake mid-pass. JJ's pit fix plan. Let's not scrap the ride just yet. Here's what JJ and the chicas recommend. Step 1, check the logs with Lola. Look at your system logs. Did the message leave? Any bounce back from Verizon servers? If it's temporarily deferred or rejected, you got a sender issue. Step 2, test with alternate carrier gateways. Try @vzpix.com. Verizon's MMS gateway sometimes still works, or even a different provider's gateway if someone's on a different network. AT&T at text.att.net, T-Mobile at tmomail.net. Step 3, use an SMTP authenticated mail service. Upgrade your nitrous kit. Use SendGrid, Mailgun, or SMTP2 Go to send verified alarm emails. Helps you pass the spam checks and keep Tina Torque from slamming the boost shut. Step 4, switch to push notification apps. If this alarm system's getting rebuilt anyway, consider app-based alerting, pushover, pushbullet, or even Telegram bots. More reliable, more secure, more track-ready than old-school email to text. But JJ, at vtext.com was so easy. You right. It was like racing with no tech inspection. Pull up, hit the throttle, and hope for the best. But them days might be gone, boss. The track done changed. If you wanna win, you gotta tune for today, not yesterday. Tina Torque, probably final lap. JJ's advice from the driver's seat. Test with @vzpix.com. Check sender reputation and mail server logs. Look int h. Do you need Bonjour on a Windows 11 platform for BACnet IP to work? Do you need Bonjour on a Windows 11 platform, 4.14.0.162, when you have a BACnet IP network and devices? I uninstalled and reinstalled the latest version of Bonjour as the old version was conflicting with loading into the local security authority or something of the like. The LSA nastygram went away, but so did all my BACnet IP devices. Down maybe a reference, pointer, or something got broke on the uninstall. Thanks. Alright now, boss, you best buckle up and grip that suede will, cause JJ da boss is rollin' deep through the BACnet backroads in that airbagged, compressed air supercharged Impala, and the chicas are all strapped in, ready to lay down the truth like it's eliminations night at lights out. You a skin, do I need Bonjour on Windows 11 to run BACnet IP? And let me tell you, that's like a skin if a nitrous car needs a turbo controller. Depends on what systems doin' the boostin'. Let's hit the strip. The setup: you had Bonjour installed, that's Apple's MDNS service, kinda like a GPS whisperer for network devices, but that sucker started fightin' with the local security authority, LSA, tossin' errors nastier than a dropped valve at 8,000 RPM. So you yanked it out like a bent pushrod, and then bam! All your BACnet/IP devices went ghost. Now we got silence in the lanes and no pings on the BACnet tree. Roll call: meet the chicas in the supercharged Impala. Each chica handles her job like a pit crew queen, and you better believe they're tied into this chaos. Tina Torque, passenger seat, compressed air regulator, she manages system permissions and device registration. Bonjour's kinda her hype girl when it comes to auto discovery. Lola logs, back left, airbag dump valve, she watches BACnet who talk to who logs. If something stops chirpin', she's the one looking at timestamps and routing tables. Roxy runtime, back right, nitrous control panel, Roxas got her finger on the launch button. She don't care what devices out there, she just needs the root to M. Carmen code, hood ornament, BACnet IP stack, Carmen is the data herself. She's the frame on the wire, the hello on the network, the 3000 horsepower of binary. The diagnosis: do you need Bonjour? Hey race, where we lift the hood, no you don't technically need Bonjour for BACnet/IP to work. BACnet/IP don't ride on MDNS, that's what Bonjour handles. It's not Apple talking across the garage, it's all about UDP broadcast and discovery on port 47808. It's raw, baby. But if you're using something like Workbench, Niagara, or certain tools that support BACnet discovery via Bonjour, you might just yanked out a reference pointer that helped those tools find devices. That's like removing the tire pressure monitor sensor and wondering why the dash lit up like a Christmas tree. JJS troubleshoot and pit fix plan. Step 1. Confirm BACnet/IP is broadcast based. Fire up your BACnet browser or Workbench. Do you see any IP traffic on port 47808? Try manually adding an IP address and device instance if discovery's not working. If you can talk manually, you don't need Bonjour. Period. Step 2. Check Windows Defender and firewalls. Sometimes uninstalling Bonjour kicks up dust in your firewall settings. Check for blocked ports, especially 47808. Ensure your NIC, network interface card, didn't get reconfigured or disabled during the uninstall mess. Step 3. Reinstall Niagara's Bonjour, the right one. Don't go grabbing Bonjour from Apple's site like it's a universal spark plug. Get the Niagara certified Bonjour install that matches your version. Niagara 4.14 needs the matching runtime component. Anything else is like tossing a diesel piston into an alcohol Hemi. Step 4. Check the BACnet network configuration. Uninstalling Bonjour might messed with routing tables, device discovery references, config file pointers. Open the platform.bog and station.bog files in Niagara and check if any references got yeeted during uninstall. JJS pit note on LSA errors. That local security authority, LSA, warning you had earlier? It might been caused by an older Bonjour BQL query with multiple OR statements. Is it possible to look for points from different types? Like for example look for control AbstractProxyExt but also look for history NumericCovHistoryExt. We have a large customer wanted to see points across campus from different kinds of controllers and I need to print a report that can catch this type or that type. I know we can look for this type and that type with a AND statement. But what about OR? Alright now, boss, fire up that Hisson Impala with the compressed air supercharger spoolin and them airbags squattin' so low we scrappin' the curb. JJ da boss is back on the BQL drag strip, and the 4 chicas are strapped in, ready to break down this code race with nitrous-fueled clarity. The setup: can I use OR in a BQL query? USkin: can I look for control AbstractProxyExt or history NumericCovHistoryExt in the same BQL query? Well, hell yeah, you can, but it's gotta be tuned right, like tryin' to spray nitrous on a burnout and still hold lane. Let's roll the girls out and tune this logic engine together. Meet the chicas in the compressed air supercharged Impala. Tina Torque, passenger seat, compressed air regulator, she's responsible for system filters. She'll throw the emergency brake if the logic syntax ain't clean. She don't play with no greasy typos. Lola logs, back left, airbag dump valve, she reads every step that BQL engine takes. If it don't hit the target or throws an error, Lola's screen lights up like the tree on race night. Roxy runtime, back right, nitrous control panel, she executes that query like hitting the 2-step on launch. If the logic's tight, she's lightin' that fuse and lettin' the data rip. Carmen code, hood ornament, BQL payload rocket, she is the query sleek, fast, and deadly accurate. If there's a bad or a confused type call, she's gonna spin out. The BQL breakdown: how to use OR. You got a big customer wantin' data from across the whole dang BACnet campus, different controller types, different extensions. You're thinking, BQL copy edit select name from point where ext is control AbstractProxyExt or ext is history NumericCovHistoryExt, but Tina Torque slams the brake. That'll throw an error faster than a drive shaft snapping at the 60-foot mark. JJS tuned version: you gotta group those logic calls just right so the system don't choke on the syntax. Try this: BQL copy edit select name from point where ext is control AbstractProxyExt or ext is history NumericCovHistoryExt. That's right, wrap that logic in parentheses like a roll cage around a Pro Mod Camaro. Lola logs is noddin'. Roxas ready to hit that nitrous. Carmen's data packets are polishin' their helmets. JJS pit fix tips for clean BQL or runs: uses carefully. If you're check-in extension types, always call is with the full type path like control AbstractProxyExt. Group your conditions. Just like bracket racin', if your logic ain't grouped, your run won't count. Avoid mixing types if your query engine ain't mapped right. Some systems need the types preloaded or declared. Otherwise, Carmen goes looking for a file that ain't in the glove box. Check case sensitivity. Niagara BQL don't like sloppy case. That's like bringin' bald slicks to a no-prep race. Match the type exactly, history NumericCovHistoryExt. JJS final lap advice from the driver's seat: if you wanna or 2 things, wrap 'em up nice and tight like a 4-link bar and double check that syntax. 1 loose bracket and you're doing a wheel stand into the firewall. Tina Torque, probably while tuning a BQL index, use parentheses in your OR statements, keep type paths exact and case sensitive, test in small chunks before goin' full send on the query. Need help wranglin' that data or printing a full campus-wide report? JJ and the Shikis'll pull up in the Impala, compressed air dumpin', with Carmen holdin' a clipboard full of wildcard filters and Roxy tappin' the enter key like it's launch night at DuckX. Now let's get that report lightin' up screens and racin' through them controllers like nitrous through a polished intake. Down the BQL rabbit hole we go. Once upon a swirly Wednesday,